Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary. It is Tuesday, June the 18th. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clay Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCBC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. I'm back in the familiar confines of my car after almost a full week away. 6 days in Dallas for some Catholic youth leadership training, and then one additional day in Toronto, as you know, for the Raptors parade. And I'm gonna blog about it. Likely it's easier to explain than on here. I'm gonna vlog about it. I'm gonna put a vlog together about my Toronto Raptors experience, my day yesterday in Toronto. So many moving parts had to occur to make the trip happen, including the understanding of my lovely wife Gail and my three kids. But all in all, it was a great day. I'm glad I stayed. You guys have seen some of my footage, my pictures, and my videos. Really a once in a lifetime opportunity. Maybe we'll see the Canucks have a championship parade one day soon. I hope so, but we'll see. So it was definitely a wonderful opportunity to go to something like that. And I was very grateful for everyone who helped make that happen, especially my wonderful hostess in Toronto named Celestia. Okay, when I was in Toronto yesterday, there were a couple hockey trades that went down. There was the Olimata trade. There was the Jacob Trouba trade. And I wasn't on Twitter a lot to go back and forth with people. I was too busy standing in line and meeting people in downtown Toronto. But I know there was a lot of talk yesterday about Alex Edler and the fact that Rick Dhaliwal reported in the morning that he doesn't expect Edler to come to agreement with the Vancouver Canucks, and that means he could walk away on July 1st as a free agent. You know, shades of Dan Hamhuis and anyone else who's left without us getting anything or anyone in return. So this one's tricky. And when at the airport and last night when I got home, I was able to catch up on a lot of tweets, a lot of writers, a lot of vloggers, bloggers, a lot of fans on Twitter putting in their 2 cents. And obviously, if Edler does walk away, it would be a loss to the team. I think there's some debate as to how big of a loss. You know, for many people, they're saying, well, that's been our best defenseman for the past decade, and you simply can't replace him. Others look at it as an opportunity for guys like Quinn Hughes and Ole Ulevi, and even Ben Hutton to a certain extent, who all play on the left side, a chance for them to get more minutes. We look at the free agent ramification. Does that mean the Canucks will likely go after or be more apt to go after someone like a Gardner or a Tyler Myers? So there's a lot of things at play. And a lot of people, maybe it's the nature of Twitter, want to assign blame, right? They instead of appreciating how good Edler was, or both not only how good Edler was, but you could argue how good the team was to Edler, especially Mike Gillis giving him a no-trade clause, especially the Vancouver Canucks really not pushing him to waive his no-trade clause. And there's another argument there. You could debate whether or not the Canucks should have pushed him harder, or if Edler earned that right, and out of respect, you don't push him harder. We know that they probably asked him to waive his no-trade. I don't think they pushed him too hard to do it, and all Edler had to say was, no, I won't, and then Jim Benning probably left it, because that's the way Benning is, right? He might not be the most aggressive, or as aggressive as many people want, but he is, I think, a man of honor, so to speak, and of humility and of being genuine. So if Edler said no, I doubt Benning even pursued it. So there are so many layers to this. It's very interesting. And, it's not about assigning blame, as I kind of hinted at, but a lot of people want to. Do you blame Alex Edler for not, if he knew that this was going to be a stumbling block this summer, this 2 versus 3 year no movement clause, Seattle expansion, if Edler saw this coming, should he have waived his no trade back in February, March, let the Canucks get some assets for him that will help in the rebuild, and then he can come back here or try and negotiate a contract? And now we're seeing that, as the agent said too, back in February, March, he said there's no guarantee that he would have agreed, he would be able to come to an agreeable contract with the Canucks. And we're seeing that play out right now. It's not like the door's closed. It's not like it won't happen. But there's a lot of feeling that that indeed it's unlikely. So that's one aspect. So people who blame Edler, I don't think that's fair. Edler's played very hard for us for the past decade. It's like him and Tanev were the only holdovers now from our 2011 Stanley Cup run. And injuries aren't his fault. You could quibble about whether he's too brittle or whatever, but he had an awesome season last year, our best defenseman, so at least by awards. So all in all, Edler's still got a few good years in him, and I guess that's a stumbling point, 2 versus 3 years, no movement clause. I find it hard to blame Edler, though, for not waiving his no-trade clause in the spring, a clause that he had earned and was granted in his contract, I should say. Do you blame Jim Benning? I know this one gets a little fiery. A lot of people do blame him. They're saying, well, how do you let something like this get to this situation? You knew this was coming. You knew he was going to be a free agent on July 1. You knew term was going to be an issue. Maybe not so much money. You knew Edler likes it here, but you also knew that you have to worry about the rest of the team too, and the future team, not just Edler. So a lot of people going at Jim Benning saying this was poor management. You should have somehow got him to waive or make him move or traded him back in February or March. And that's obviously easier said than done for the reasons I just outlined, because Edler ultimately had the hammer, he had the power, but do we know that Jim Benning did everything he could have to facilitate a trade? Who knows? It would behoove him to do so as the GM, but we simply don't know. We're not in the room, and he hasn't said much, and Edler hasn't said much about that whole experience. We can only speculate. Then those people that kind of defend Jim Benning, of course, or say it's not really his fault because, like I said, Alex Edler had the hammer, and what could you do about that? So I think that's the interesting debate, and I think most people, especially, actually, I shouldn't speculate. I didn't put a poll up on Twitter, so I don't know what people are thinking. I've seen a lot of people go after, a few people go after Edler, but more people defending Edler. So I don't think Edler's to blame. He had every right not to waive his no trade, and it's very hard for him to just say, okay, waive your no trade, and we promise we'll bring you back. Because as we're seeing, the contract negotiations doesn't seem like it's been as easy as we thought it could be. So I don't think you can blame Edler. Can you blame Benning? You could probably wish that he was a little stronger or more strong-armed or strong-arm Edler into trade, but it's tough to say for the reasons that we can't really blame Edler. It's almost the same reason. Can you blame Benning for not being able to move him when ultimately Edler had the final decision? So leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you guys think about the situation. And it's going to be fascinating to watch it play out over the next 2 weeks before July the 1st. So do you anticipate Alex Edler re-signing with the Canucks still? Is there still hope for that re-signing? Do you want him to re-sign? And if not, do you put any blame into this situation? Or do you chalk it up to this is hockey, this is business, this is how negotiations work, and it's all part of the game, so to speak. And if he goes on, he goes on. And we thank him for the many years he put in here. And if he re-signs, then we're all happy. Although then you have some people blame saying that it was slowing down our rebuild. So I think my point is you cannot please everyone, all the people, all of the time. So who can you please, and what's your take on the situation? Looking forward to a really exciting week. Just to wrap up here, obviously I was in Toronto for the Raptors parade yesterday. Today's kind of my off hockey day, so to speak. Tomorrow night it's the NHL Awards. We'll be watching from home, and then probably put together my Toronto Raptors vlog while I'm watching. Thursday night's the Botchford event, Botchford tribute event, along with a summer summit with the Sedins, but I'll be going to the Botchford event. Friday, Saturday is the draft at Rogers Arena. Friday night or Saturday morning at midnight, I turn 45 years young. Then I'm volunteering at Sean's Aftergrad from midnight until 8 a.m. on Saturday. Then driving back to Rogers Arena for day 2 of the draft. Likely check out the Steve Dangle book signing Saturday afternoon after the draft. Do dinner with my family, and then Sunday it's a charity golf tournament out with some friends of mine. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of things to celebrate. My good friend Marie Huey celebrating her birthday on Thursday night. I don't think she's going to the Botchford event to celebrate, but it's cool. Our birthdays are 2 days apart, and she's 10 years younger than I am. But I think that's no surprise to any of you who know either of us or have seen our videos. That's about it. Speaking of the videos, thank you for everyone who voted for us for the NHL Fan Video of the Year. We got smoked. We ended up with our 11%. And when the NHL posted the videos, we got all the typical comments. Oh, this is cringy. This is brutal. These guys suck. Whatever. I know who my true friends, true fans are, and we appreciate all the support that you've given us. And we do it because we love the team, not because we're trying to win awards or trying to win everyone's approval. Okay, that's good for now. I think that was a good catch up. My first video in a couple days. Leave a comment below, especially about this Alex Edler situation. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? What do you want to happen? And yeah, is there anyone to blame, or do you just chalk this up to hockey business? Have a great day. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Leave a comment below. I'll read, react, and reply as much as I can. I got to get to work and figure out what I missed over the past week. God bless. Go Canucks, go.